Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Investor News. I'm Peter Clausi. Today, we're talking with Will Rascan from Rockland Resources. Trades on the CSE under the symbol RKL, and it's also on the OTCQB. Will, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks for having me.
Today, we're going to talk about beryllium. I have a piece of beryllium in my periodic table where it shows up at number 4. Tell us about beryllium and why we should care.
Well, beryllium is it's one of those minerals where it's a third lighter than aluminum. It's 50% stiffer than steel, and just that alone lends to a lot of applications where whether it's defense, aerospace, nuclear, clean energy, it sort of dominates in some of those aspects. So especially now in this sort of day and age where critical minerals are front and center. Beryllium is one of those sort of underappreciated minerals that is really coming to the forefront here.
I assume it's on Canada's critical mineral lists under the Income Tax Act?
Well, I do know that it's on the US and the EU critical mineral list.
Okay. Where does production come from today?
Production comes from primarily the Spor Mountain region in Utah. And that's derived from the host rock, which is berthrandite. So Materion, who is the primary supplier, miner, and then end producer of beryllium, has the one mine and has had the one mine for 50 some odd years, and it's in the Spor Mountain region of Utah. There are other smaller barrel-derived resources in China and Kazakhstan, but depending on what publication you read, Materion's pretty well 2/3 of the world supply.
Wow. Yeah, so we don't have to blame China for a change.
No, it's a unique situation whereby really the U.S. is the dominant supplier here.
So Rockland then logically has an interest in some beryllium properties. Can you tell us briefly about those?
Sure. We've got the 3 properties in the Juab County, which is same as the Spor Mountain region where Materion is. The original property that got us interested into beryllium is the Beryllium Butte. Originally, it was explored for lithium, and through that process, identified some high assay results on the beryllium front, which actually brought Materion to the table. They saw some of the results that we posted through some news releases, and that opened the door for some discussions with Materion. Of recent, we've picked up a clay bank property, which is about 3 kilometers northeast of the Materion Spor Mountain project. It was originally looked at by Materion. It's some historical drilling, 31 drill holes, I believe, with grades of about 0.25 to 0.6, which is pretty good in the world of beryllium. So our goal there is we've just recently picked that up. We had guys on the ground sampling as we speak, and then our goal is to sort of twin some of the holes there and get with those results.
Prove them up, yeah. So I know what good gold grades are. I know what good silver grades are. I know zinc. I know copper. I know tin. I know aluminum. I know lithium. I know nothing about beryllium. I'm assuming that the pocket of world experts on beryllium is rather small.
Correct.
And from a recent news release, you just added one to your team.
Yeah, well, we've actually added 2 individuals with beryllium expertise, and it's basically as elusive beryllium is in the context of the world of mining, finding individuals with that experience is even tougher. And so we were fortunate enough to connect with 2 individuals combined with over 60 years experience at Materion. Chris Dorn was head of international sales at Materion, MIT graduate. He calls himself the beryllium guy, and so he's sort of our go-to when it comes to all things beryllium. And then recently, Phil Saby, a chemist. Phil worked 34 years at Materion, recently retired. His background is going to be basically he specialized in beryllium extraction for Materion. And again, unlike other sort of mining operations, finding beryllium expertise is crucial going forward here.
Are you looking to be solely a producer of beryllium, or do you want to get into the end-to-end game, including processing?
I think ultimately the value is going to be in processing beryllium to a form which is called beryllium hydroxide. And with that, you can then ship in containers or barrels, is what I'm told, to and manufacturers, and they can sort of then, utilize to their specs and demands. But that's sort of ultimately where I think Rockland will want to go is not only find the barrel and mine the barrel, but also process the barrel to hydroxide, where then it could be shipped around the world.
And since gold is the very big flavor of the moment, I can't help but notice you have a nice gold deposit up in Red Lake District, which has produced over 20 million ounces of gold in its lifetime. Are we going to be working the gold project this year, or is that on the back burner?
So it is on the back burner, but not from a, I guess, board standpoint. What the board is discussing is looking to spin that project out into its own entity, and the reason being is that it's going to need capital. It's going to need human capital, the time to work on that project. The compelling part, obviously, as you well know, is its proximity to West Red Lake there, Justra's deal, the Madsen mine. So there's definitely a lot of interest in the Red Lake district, being a past historical mine. The coal, there's definitely some value here given the current gold climate. So we feel that it's not the value is not currently being given to shareholders in its current state. So we feel a spin out is worth looking at here.
Good. Hey, I appreciate the update. I appreciate learning about beryllium because I really don't know much about it. This is Rockland Resources, trades on the CSE. Will, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Peter.